Hey there everyone, I'm hoping you're all having a great day and welcome back to another Gun Workshop video. I'm the man with the plan, Doodleman149, and today I'll be covering one of the two weapons I really don't think fits into the whole Modern Warfare title, and that's right, we're looking at Germany's MG34, Hitler's buzzsaw, as it were. For some reason, modern militia and terrorist groups are still using this World War II relic, and they are still functional for some reason. Even given that fact, this weapon doesn't belong anywhere in this game, in my opinion. Putting that aside, this LMG has a blistering rate of fire of almost 900 rounds per minute. Combine that with the base LMG damage, and you'll have the fastest 3-shot kill in the game. While this weapon can delete people almost immediately, it is lacking in some areas. For starters, it only has a 50-round drum magazine for base ammo, meaning that it will empty extremely quickly. Combine that with the 8-second reload time, and you're gonna have a bad time. On top of that, this weapon handles terribly and seems to be one of the slowest weapons in the game overall. Also, as a final dig at this weapon, for an LMG, the MG34 has comparably poor range with its 3-shot kill being just over 30 meters. Now, while I have basically torn this weapon apart in this intro, I must admit, it was a hell of a lot more fun to use this than the SA-87. Despite this weapon being so slow, once I realized I had to play differently with it, it was extremely deadly in my hands. It is certainly off-putting to start out with, but once you unlock the tac laser and the all-important sleight of hand, this weapon is surprisingly effective. Enough of my complaining though, let's get into how to make this relic into an effective murder machine. Forgive me for my pronunciation, but going back to a trend my buddy Justin and I started in Ark Survival Evolved, both of these builds will have German names. If you want to build for focused on closer range fighting, then look no further than the Krigs Machine. This build starts out with the all-important tac laser to greatly improve our ADS speed. The GI mini reflex sight seems to fit this weapon well, as the irons on this are just awful. Don't even look at them. I next remove the stock for increased handling. Sleight of hand is a necessity as it cuts a little over 2 seconds off the reload time, and the operator foregrip is there to fight some of the sharp initial recoil. The Krigs Machine, despite it being a light machine gun, is quite capable up close, mainly due to its insane rate of fire for an LMG. The tac laser works in conjunction with the no stock attachment to really speed up the weapon's aim. While this isn't so necessary at longer ranges, up close, this is severely needed as you won't survive otherwise. You can honestly use any optic you want on here, but if you're okay with this weapon's irons, then good for you. You're a better man than I. As soon as you unlock Sleight of Hand, which is unfortunately fairly late in the unlock cycle for this gun, you must put it on. There is simply no reason not to. Even though it looks kinda dumb, I feel the operator foregrip is best for this build as it doesn't slow you down, and the recoil pattern for the MG34 is basically straight vertical, so you really only need to compensate for vertical recoil. This build works well enough in standard multiplayer, but is a speedy LMG option for ground war as well. It may fit some niche areas of Warzone if you're an MG34 purist, but I will never use it there. Zebutz Saga is what you'll want if you're looking for a professional, old-school LMG look. The tac laser makes an appearance again simply because this weapon needs all the help it can get in the speed department. I use the VLK 3x optic for better range targeting and a slight recoil reduction. Sleight of hand is here because, well, you know why. I chose the 100 round belt, that way you won't have to rely on sleight of hand nearly as much. And I round the build off with the Ranger foregrip to help with vertical recoil while keeping our aim steadier. Zebutz Saga lives up to its name as it will buzz through multiple enemies in the blink of an eye. The tac laser offers the important benefits it did with the Krigs Machine, while the VLK optic provides a little boost to recoil control. It's also a great choice for longer range fights as it has a nice clear sight picture even without any reticles unlocked. The 100 round belt feels necessary to me for this build since we want to play a more traditional role with this build and be able to hold positions against multiple attackers. The less time you spend reloading, the more time you spend grinding enemies into a pulp. The Ranger foregrip always feels like the best option for long range fights since it boosts not only recoil control but aiming stability as well, allowing for far more predictable recoil patterns. This build should not be used in standard multiplayer and should really only be used in ground war. Again, I won't use this in Warzone, but if that's your thing, then this build is probably pretty close to what you prefer already. And with that, we've concluded our work on the MG34. Even after all the attachments I made and the comments I made earlier about this being a fun weapon to use, I still don't personally care for it. Can I clean up with it? Sure I can. But I can do that with any weapon, really. It just doesn't fit my playstyle too much. I'm not exactly a run and gun guy all the time, but I also don't like to sit back and hold positions either. I'm more of a mid-range fighter, but I like some mobility in case I need to get out of dodge quickly. That's why assault rifles are my bread and butter. This weapon is statistically good. Honestly, it's statistically very good. It's just not for me. It melts people in the right hands, but I just can't say I enjoy it. Honestly, it probably comes down to the mobility and reload speed issues this weapon has. I just can't seem to get over them, even with all the other pros this gun has. If you're looking to pick this up, I'm gonna be honest. The first 35 levels or so are awful. There's a huge chunk where all you do is unlock sights when all you want to do is get sleight of hand. Best way to level this without losing your mind is honestly hop into Warzone and keep it out while you fly around doing scavenger and recon contracts. You'll get a ton of XP without needing to fire the damn thing. After you get sleight of hand, give it a go in multiplayer. Like I said, it works really well and may even be a top tier gun for some of you, just not for me. And that's all for me then. I'm hoping you're all enjoying life to the fullest, and I hope you're all safe, happy, and healthy. This has been Doodleman149. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I will see you later.